O le taimi o tūlai mai lea was fulu ono minute o na tā lea o le valu. Ia o le tawalunga o tātou tala mai Samoa pe a tā le valu. Ia o le taimi le nei aso whareile taitasi e maua le avanoa. Tau te tala noa atu ai i le awhionga le Minster ia Barbara Emmons. E ui lea wa le maua mai le avanoa le nei tai au. Ai fia lava e whailo atu lea wa whaatasi mai le whai pule o le tūmalo le i Takanini. Le awhionga po le sunga lea ia Dr. Anae Neru Leavasa mo le tātou talanoanga mo nisi fo i o vaenga tāua mo le silifia le malu le atunu. Ia whaftai tele ma le taimi Dr. Anae le nei tai au a fio mai le pulokalame le nei tai au malo soifua. Ia malo e le lei. Good morning.
Alo lelei, tarofa lava la fionga, ni o falau ia, pa tarofa atu tātou atunu, whafonga mai, nei tai au matamu fie. Thank you for having me.
Lelei, malo lava malo si o mai lau a fionga nei tai au.
Well, man, we are just a bit cold at the moment, but it's okay.
O no tu mawal malului nei i New Zealand, the cold weather. Tau na malanga i oi Samoa se taimi. Ai wale lei, lo te loa tolus fulu lima aso o lo tutoi. O na whaatau nu ina lea o tātou pālota. Ai le i o le i tūna o tātou pālota. O le vai aso le nei lea e whaamamalu ina ai pe whaamanatu ai le ngangana tonga. O te loa na e whaatasi atu I nisi, the Pacific Caucus has been busy, and yourself part of it, o tō umale iai lalo le umbrella lea, tō o nisi o fia, po nisi for events, e mawhai ona e whaasoa mai le naitu.
So, le asko ngai, pa le aso sana o ke o ngasawa I le su mai le pare mia I Okilangi I ma ngele I le Tongan Methodist Church I Lesieli Ho, na whai le mako celebration I le karainga le vai aso lea. So it was great to have the Prime Minister, all the Tongan kids from the different schools in Okilangi were represented, and we opened up with the Minister Barbara Emmons as well, of the Pacific Peoples, to celebrate the opening. But not only in Okilangi, I know across the Aotearoa, everyone's having their celebration. So on Tuesday, we were in Otaki and Levin. We celebrated with the Atuan community, and this Sunday, we're going to be in Christchurch to celebrate with their community as well. So I know the largest proportion is in Okilangi, but it's good to celebrate across Aotearoa as well.
Seki, te loa la wale leila lau whaatonga e te leo. Pepe ake? Malo lava fionga. Ia, peo le vai taimi ale nei, wawe vela le anga I atu le alo atu mo le pālota I o ke topa. So we're heading towards the elections. So I guess we all know, and on the social media platforms, we've all seen it. Last week, Labour Party launched their campaign. Lea sa wha mai le wha ilo po le wha alawi loa I le vai aso lente nei wha mole lawa fionga pen whaina e wha alau tele ina lea I tu?
Yeah, so ngā whain mako launch I Aotea Centre. Almost 2,000 people packed the halls, and it was really great to, just to start the campaign officially. So we've been busy as a government governing, but now we're on the campaign trail. Ongo vai aso whaeleka campaign, the formal campaign part. So now Parliament's closed, and now, as MPs and candidates, we can go out and share the policies that are coming out. So it was really great to see. I know they're on the news media. We had a few hecklers in there, but that kind of made us revive us, give us a bit more energy as well, because this is an important election. There's so much to lose if the other side was to get in. So we're pumped up for the campaign.
Malelo whaalonga atu, the Hitler side of it. So how do you guys react as a party to those people? Because obviously at this time, towards the elections, just saying this respectfully, everyone's out to win. Of course, that's what it's all about. Nisio policies, leo te loa, the new dental policy, male frontline policy for police. nisi o nā. Ai se tāo pēr le vāenga lea pe a whai au Hitlers lea. O a fuafuanga lo implement e le party a le Labour.
So when we're out to campaign, I think, yes, we're all there to win, but there has to be respect for the other party as well. We don't, when we're going to do our walkabouts, that was 2 weeks ago, the Palemia had his walk around in Otara. There's a level of respect that we have for the other parties who are campaigning as well. We don't go to their side and we heckle and so forth and put signs up in people's faces. So this year's election campaign is a bit different because we know that there's other parties that are using those sort of tactics that is very disrespectful to other campaigns. So to have these hecklers inside our launch, you would have seen us all jump up and go Labour, go. It gave us the fire. They got escorted out, but we had a few other people. But for us is to keep our eyes on the prize, and it's for our people, for our community. So you would have seen the two policies come out, the dental policy. That's trying to help the 1.5 million that from last year that didn't access dental care because of cost. We want to make sure that in the long run, there's universal dental care for everyone, but we want to phase it in so that way the workforce is there to support the new policy, and that's why we've given a year for the sector to prep. And not only that, so that's a good dental policy for everyone, but also the frontline police as well. We've already invested 1,800 new frontline police. This is an extra 300, the most that any government has poured into investing into our police. But I think, at these times, we really need to support our community and the safety of them as well.
Malo lava loa fionga, Dr. Anae, you mentioned that the new dental policy is for everyone. Is it, though? Because it only really affects for those for 30 years and under.
And what I mean by that is that, our vision is for universal healthcare, so dental care, which is, that's the long run. This dental policy is for under 30s and a phased approach for the next 3 years. But our message is that let us do the work and let the dental sector get enough workforce so that we can support universal in the long run. But for now, the policy is for under 30s.
Correct. Because may policies, like you said, the policies is for everyone, and I know you're getting towards the universal side of it, but I think that's where they weigh it and people say, okay, there's a policy for these people, there's a policy here. I know it's not just you, Dr. Anae or Loa Fiongale, if I pay whaiato policies, but we talked about, Barbara and I talked about last week about the polls where we see there are people sitting on the fence. I know you have a passion for the youths. Because I know, just looking at the stats, they're not sure, they're unsure, or the information is not out there for them. It's that age bracket, the youths, and I know that you do a lot of work there. So how can you help these people that are sitting on the fence?
I think it's for them to understand that we are trying to support during this cost of living crisis our younger people. I know in Takanini we have our youth council that gives us their voice so we can advocate for policies to support them, such as things as the fees free for university or for politics in terms of their training. Apprenticeship boost for training in the builds and construction and so forth. Other ways to support them was about, the public transport we gave. And then, all the other measures, and there's leverages, and there's more policies to come out in terms of supporting our youth. Yes, there's people sitting on the fence, and it's because, like I said, we haven't been campaigning, we've been governing, and now that we're campaigning now, we hope that the message comes out and our policies come out, but more that way people and our younger people see that we're in it for them and that we'll support them during this time period as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Whawtai lava loa whiunga, Dr. Anae. O te whiwhisili pe o le iele whisili towards the accredited employer visa scheme, the exploitation and breach o te loa ele o, this is not your portfolio as such. But your views on it, you've seen on TV, we've all seen it, what's happened. So this is policy that was implemented under the Labour government. I see it was July last year. O le tausanga talwai e fōu nei. O le whesili la, ai se awa tupu e se mea whapena, weren't there checks in place? Not sure what's going on,
So this, the accredited employer visa scheme was in response to our businesses, and supporting our businesses, but also, we have a lot of migrants who want to come to New Zealand and work. So we needed a system in order to, yes, accredit them and make sure that there's reviews in process to make sure that these accredited employers are doing the right job. That's, in any sort of system, there's going to be issues within that. And I think when we had the Minister of Immigration come to Takanini, to the Sikh temple, and we had all the organizations come there who are advocating on the migrants who were exploited. And that's really sad to see. We had 30 people in Papakura recently staying under one roof. We've had many other people come out now and saying, they've been exploited by these different employers. So the minister has come out and said, look, we need definitely an independent review of the scheme. Where can we improve on these things? Let's obviously cancel the accreditation of the different employers who are currently having issues, and make sure that those who are supposed to come from overseas, just to wait and see what we can do to support them who have already confirmed coming here, but also look after the families and workers that are here in New Zealand. So it's been a bit of a collaborative approach with MSD and immigration and the local organizations to support those who've been exploited. But it's really sad to see, and I hope that the review does a good job in making sure we filter out these bad employers who have done wrong.
Malo lava, Dr. Anae. So we have comments from the National Party saying, excuse me, it's the fault of the immigration minister, and it's an absolute mess. I know that at the moment now, lewo mawalea vanoa, the exploitation, the breach, you guys are aware of it now. But the thing is, there should have been some measures or checks in place. I'm sure there should have been something like that in place. E te tawana iai ni mea e mawhai ona wa ai mole a ngai luma. Mo ia ai inga in these schemes. There could be other schemes within the Labour policies that we haven't seen, because that's the sort of mindset that's out there now. It takes something like this. Now we've got the public going, what other schemes do Labour have that might be, so what is the Labour Party doing at the moment?
Yeah, so there's already with any system that's put up, there's always a complaint system there as well to make sure that it's holding its main priority. So already there is a place where complaints are coming through. I think there's almost 100 in terms of the complaints, but then the investigations are ongoing in terms of those complaints. So there is that side where. Yes, you don't put any system in place without a complaints process as well. But I think the review needs to pick up whether that complaints process is the right one. Is there enough investment in there? Do they have enough capacity and capability to do those things to ensure that our migrants are getting looked after and that these employers are doing the right job? So I think that's where we have to wait for the independent review. But yeah, any system that you have, there's always a complaints review and complaints process.
Thank you, Dr. Anae. Before we wrap up, was there anything you wanted to add?
I think, for us moving forward, the next 5 weeks is going to be crucial for us to make sure our policies are coming out. There's many, like you said, Neo Falau, that there's many on the fence, and we would love the support, and we'll continue the campaign, because at the end of the day, o le kako akangaka for Pasifika, our Maoli, tangata uma I Aotearoa New Zealand, we want to make sure we look after our community the best that we can. Whaftai mo le awanoa, le whionga, ni whula.
Whaftai mo lau taimi le nei tae au, Dr. Anae Neru Leavasa, ma whaftai lava mo vaenga taua, o e a mai a tatou polokalame le nei tae au, manuia lava le alo atu mo fufuanga mo le tatou pālota, manuia whaiva le nei aso, ia soifua ma ia manuia. Le mamalo tatou atunu le nā, o le tatou whaipule mai Takanini, Dr. Anae Neru Leavasa, ia mo le talana talanoanga mo le nei tae au, lea ua tātonu le valo, ia tātou tala mai Samoa.